this could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
Hi guys, today we're going to go over the dungeon Celestia, located in Pontus Ferrum. The level requirement for this dungeon is 190 or above. Recommended power for this dungeon is about 1.3. If you're in a party, 1.2 is on the lower end, but I would say it is still capable if you have a higher combat power in your party. There are 5 bosses in this dungeon with quite a bit of resist, so if you have any ignore resist stats in your build, it is very useful, or you just have high outputs. Dragonemia gear is the highest grade that it'll drop in this dungeon, so it is very good to farm if you're capable. Alright, so let's get started. So right off the bat, you're going to enter into the first room where you'll fight the first boss. This boss here does do knockdown, so if you have some sort of resist for knockdown, it'll be helpful. If not, it'll be okay. But you will lose a lot of output, damage output, if you're the main target and you're getting knocked down a lot here. With this new update, they did add damage amplifier for PvE. So I will be activating that here in a bit here. As you can see towards the end here, I'm getting knocked down quite a bit and I'm losing quite a bit of DPS. So again, it's not required, but if you have some sort of knockdown resist, it is helpful. Alright, so once you defeat this boss here, you're going to move to the next stage or the phase of the dungeon here. You have to clear these mobs out to spawn the boss. And this boss in the second room here has 2 forms. The first form, you have to bring it down to 50% to reactivate these mobs, and you have to clear them again to activate the second form, which you'll be able to defeat. Alright, so I've cleared the mobs and the boss has spawned. Again, this boss has 2 forms. You have to get the first form down to 50% or lower, depending on your DPS. If you're just draining the HP on this boss here, you might get it lower than 50%. So as you can see, these monsters respawned. I'll have to clear them out again to spawn the second form. As you can see, these dungeons, if you're a Force Archer, clearing mobs in dungeon with Force Archer is just, it's almost a hack because their range of damage is so good. Alright, so once you clear the mobs, the second form of the boss will appear. So these bosses do have quite a bit of health. With any type of boss fight, if you have some sort of vamp gear, it is recommended, but not required. Vamp gear does help you sustain these longer battles where you're regaining some sort of health. Alright, so once you clear this boss here, you're moved into the next room where this room here, you're going to have to kill this first monster here. It's going to spawn a sequence of mobs around the circle platform here. You want to kill them in the order that they spawn. You do not want to kill, let's say, the second mob before the first one, because you'll have to redo the whole thing. So you have to do it in clockwise order. As you can see, I killed the first 2 there. The third I'm working on right now. moving on to the 4th, and then the 5th in that order. So here I'm just waiting for my BM2 to come back up. Alright, so this boss here does do a stun, and he has a spike attack. The stun is also quite annoying if you are the main target and you're getting stunned. You're losing a lot of damage. As you can see there, he did his spike. If you have some sort of shield or defense buff, you'll want to save it for those spikes, because as you can see, it did bring my health down to almost like 60%. For lower combat power, it could probably knock you out. And here you can see I'm getting stunned. Again, he did his spike there. Alright, so once you clear that boss out, you'll move to the next room. This room here, you'll have to clear out some mobs again. To clear this first mob, you'll spawn a multiple group of mobs. You can lower them by moving into this corner here to make it easier for you to clear. If you're a lower combat power, you do not want to lower them all at once, as they do hit quite a bit. But as you can see at my combat power and with the Force Archer, it's super easy to clear them out. For this boss here, you do want to lower him to that corner also, because he does spawn some spike attacks that are in that circle platform that's behind the boss right now that can kill you in one hit. So it is recommended for you to lower the boss to either this end or the opposite end where you enter the room. As you can see, this boss here has quite a bit of health. I forgot to put my graphics up so you did not see the spikes that the boss was spawning behind him. Alright, so once you defeat this boss, you'll move into the final room where the boss will spawn. You have to clear these 3 plumas out for the boss to spawn. Once this boss spawns, you want to lower him to the corner or hug the wall. If you have a close range class in your party, you want to go to the corners, as it's the safest for those classes. If you have all range in your party, you will just stay at the corner or hug the wall. And you'll see it here. I'm going to lower it to the corner to kind of show you for close range classes. So the boss will follow you to the corner here, and I'll show you why we do this in this dungeon, because the boss will spawn a sequence of fire in the middle and kind of towards the side of this map. Alright, there you see in the middle of the map there, he's spawning the first set of fire flames that's in the middle. And then it'll also do both sides as well, but if you're hugging the wall, there's a little strip that it's a safe zone that you can stay at and you won't get the damage from those flames. Alright, so these second sequence of flames showing here. As you can see, there's that little gap that is a safe zone. Alright, and there you have it. That's the dungeon Celestia, located in Pontus Ferrum. Good luck out there.